Now, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I think we might have life here on this stream. So the first thing I want to do is apologise massively at midday, and all my neighbours have reported this too. The internet has just gone down around here, but I think we're in. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you've got a reasonable signal. Literally at midday, as we were about to start, everything just went down. I'm just waiting for the chat to confirm that they can see me and hear me and we're live and all is well. And then hopefully we can get into some kind of watch along. We have missed a quarter of the game. There's 22 minutes gone. I'm loath to do anything vaguely strenuous in case the whole thing collapses again, but we will try and get the clock up. We'll try and get foot mob up. We'll try and get a feel for Norwich and Oxford. It looks like the chat is reporting we're all good. I keep doing this because I'm so terrified it's going to go down again. Can I just say thank you so much for you guys waiting around for, I think we're about 50 minutes late. Cross goes to the back stick, headed out by Jack Stacey. Forgive me, I've got to try and get a feel for this game as well. If you've been watching on Sky Sports, let me know. I've kind of had it on, but been scrambling around with the technical problems. Looks like Oxford have been the better side from what I can see, but we'll try and get into it now. We'll say some hellos and whatnot. A short wait along, very lively game. I think we're okay. I'm literally scared to touch anything and expecting it to collapse. Corner for Oxford goes into the back stick, headed over the crossbar, and Stacey again is going to be able to bring it away. I think I was testing the internet on my iPad, so I have no iPad. It's in the other room. So what we'll do, we'll bring Foot Mob up, and we're going to have no we'll have no clock today because as I say, I'm loath to do anything remotely strenuous. Big news in terms of the team news and whatnot was the absence of Johnny Rowe. We saw something vaguely similar with Smodic, but maybe the Norwich fans are going to think he set a slightly better example by going on the bench, coming on into the game and actually scoring and assisting as well. Big story, that one yesterday. Hanley, nice knock into central midfield for Kenny McLean. Thank you for all your goal reports as well, guys. We'll get them all reported up as we go. As Norwich attack down the left-hand side. Good cover there. I think it's Plaheta. And we'll try and get everything. We'll go to latest scores in a minute. We'll go to team news, which we literally haven't done 25 minutes. I'm hearing about Pompey goal and a Borough goal in the chat. And just to say thank you so much for being such a patient, great bunch waiting around in the chat there. And we are finally up and running here. Oxford 0, Norwich 0. Corner to the Canaries, which is going to come in left-footed from McLean. Headed goalwards. I say headed goalwards. I think it was Fasnacht on the back stick. Right. Let's check in. Looks like West Brom have literally just equalised 1 second ago. Cardiff 0. Sunderland 1. Hull 0. Bristol City 0. Leeds 1. Pompey 1. Much to the surprise of the chat there. Borough 1. Swansea 0. Millwall 0. Watford 1. QPR 1. West Brom, I believe, have just equalised. So I think we may be a little bit ahead of Foot Mob there. Let me just crack through the team news in this one as well, just so we can get fully updated. Obviously, some massive internet outages here, completely scuppering the first 50 minutes of our attempted broadcast here. We've got a little stoppage. Plaheta is feeling his arm. There are your team news. Coming in goal for Oxford. Long and Bennett, the fullbacks. Brown and Moore at centre-backs with Volks and Brannigan sat in front. Goodrum and Plaheta wide. Rodriguez off. Mark Harris up top. Let me know your thoughts on who's been playing well. Bear in mind, you guys are going to know more about what's been going on in this game than I, given our technical, not technical issues, my end, internet issues. I think it's bigger than me today. For Norwich, Gunn in goal. Stacey and Doyle at the fullbacks. Hanley and Duffy at centre-backs. McLean, Fashnak, Gibbs, Sainz, Nunez, Sargent. Foot mob, as usual. A little bit all over the place there. Looks like Fastnak's a bit further forward and Nunez a bit further back. But very much a 4-3-3 shape I can see for Norwich. And a 4-2-3-1 for Oxford. Elias Sorensen for Pompey and Madger for West Brom. Watford goal directly from a corner. Oh, there's a huge chance. And there is the opening goal. We managed to catch the game. And Mark Harris has given the lead to Oxford. It just broke for him in the box. Hits it right-footed. Angus Gunn maybe should have saved it. I reserve judgment until I see the replay. It goes through Gunn and just kind of bobbles in to the corner. And Grant Hanley looks like he's puttering. Maybe his mistake put Harris in. It did come out of nowhere. And Oxford United back in the Championship after 25 years have the lead over Norwich City. 1-0 Oxford. Well, that's an atrocious goal from a Norwich point of view. The first question to you guys in the chat, did Hanley get fouled? He's looking at the ball. There's an arm in the back. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a foul. Hanley goes down. Was the arm in the back commensurate for the contact to be deemed a foul? After that, it's absolutely horrible defending in the centre. Duffy comes across and gets completely skinned by Mark Harris. And then Gunn maybe should save it. It's not Gunn's fault. He's completely exposed by his defence. Does Harris foul Hanley? I think it probably would have been soft. I'm not sure he does foul him. Let me know what you think in the chat. I've got to admit it's poor then afterwards. But I suppose to Duffy's point, he's not expecting Hanley to be knocked off the ball there that easily and has to come across and, just get skinned really easily. So it all comes from Hanley going down. Let me know your thoughts. Is there a hint of a foul or was that soft? Let me know your thoughts. I hate football are your thoughts. All okay, Ben? Let me know. I think it probably would have been soft. I don't think there's a foul. He does touch him, but we're at pains to admit on this channel over and again that contact doesn't necessarily mean a foul. He kind of leans on him, doesn't he? We'll rumble round the scorelines again within the Championship. Oxford had started well, I have to say. So if we bring the numbers up, I say they'd started well. Got the numbers here, 59-41, but Norwich 5 shots to 4. It's 2 shots to 1 on target. What's Dan saying in the chat here? Oxford been the better side. Hanley tried for a foul, but shouldn't have. Yeah, that's probably correct there. Gaz, Hanley tries to get free kicks like that. Yeah, I think we've kind of solved that between me being on the fence a little bit and the chat confirming. Yeah, Hanley's probably playing for it. And yes, he does lean on him, but it's probably not enough for it to be a foul, is it? That's probably my conclusion after that feedback from the chat there. And yeah, I suppose you'd say just poor from Grant Hanley there, probably playing for the free kick. Agree with you guys in the chat there. Let me just bung up these latest scores in the Championship. It's a bit like an old school Saturday Super Stream today with all the games kicking off at 12:30. 8:30. In fact, if I can get that view up for you, we can see the results from yesterday's games as well. 4-2 Blackburn Derby we covered. Preston 0, Sheffield United 2. It's Cardiff 0, Sunderland 1. Leeds 1, Pompey 1. Borough 1, Swansea 0. Loads of goals, by the way. Millwall 0, Watford 1. Mark Harris has just given Oxford the lead in this one. QPR 1, West Brom 1. In terms of goal scorers, for Sunderland, Luke O'Neill is the scorer. For Leeds, it was Pascal Straight taking a penalty, really? And Sorensen, the equaliser there. Middlesbrough's goal scorer, Latte Lath, a couple of penalties early in the going today as well. Josh Madger and Lucas Anderson, the goal scorers at Loftus Road. QPR 1, West Brom 1. I think we're all caught up as Sargent flicks that on, looking for Borja Sainz. And Oxford trying to push away down the right, looking for a foul. They're not giving it back into Angus Gunn, who gives it away. Oh, my goodness. Will Volks put it straight back with interest? Angus Gunn obviously has been told to not go long by Johannes Hoff Thorup. And I think Volks should score there, shouldn't he? It's a left footer. He's under a little bit of pressure. And I don't think he necessarily even has to find the corner there. I think anything vaguely on target there, and he probably scores, doesn't he? Goodness me. Norwich could have been 2-0 down, and it would have been 2 mistakes there. Eli, Leeds have been unfortunate. Hit the bar twice, and 1 cleared off the line. Best regards from Germany. Welcome, Armin. Interesting format, Wolves. If I run an all Championship and League One different times. I mean, they've got the audience, captive audience today with no Premier League, isn't it? Everything's going to go back. Afternoon. Alan, welcome to you in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for being so bloody patient. We think big problems with internet in my area. Don't think it's my setup, fingers crossed. And the neighbours reporting problems as well on my particular street. Here comes Sainz. Lovely ball down the line. Good looking attack this for Norwich. Shot driven in, I think, by Gibbs and blocked away. Norwich looking to get back into this after going 1-0 down. Bad miss that, says Gaz. Yeah, and Volks, can anyone correct me? I'm sure I remember Volks scoring from the halfway line for someone before. Was it Rotherham? Cardiff? Sheffield Wednesday? All of the above? Let me know. No clock on the screen, Dams, today. If you can be patient with me, we're just getting things up and running slowly after lots of technical hitches. We'll try and get it for the second half if you guys can be patient. But I do appreciate the patience of everybody waiting for the stream today. 35:14 on the clock. What's worse, a power cut or the internet going down? I don't know. I guess, James, everyone bands together on a power cut. Sit and play board games, right? Feels like the end of the world when the internet goes down, doesn't it? Ooh. I think Fasnacht should have managed to play that in behind. No wonder Sainz throws his arms up. Didn't look a tricky pass that for Fasnacht. And Sainz would have been in down the left-hand side. Norwich getting into this now, aren't they? That would have been a really nice looking opening if they'd got it in. Oxford very narrow in their defensive shape. Norwich playing this 4-3-3 without Johnny Rowe, of course, who has been left out today. Once again, really appreciate your support. I had everything, a lovely show planned for you today. You can see all the graphics have been done. All my stings have been done. And we joined the game after 22 minutes. We did, however, manage to catch the first goal scored by Mark Harris. So that's something, I guess. The back pass to coming in goal for Oxford. They're playing out from the back. Big press from Norwich. They've played through it nicely, actually. Oxford United. Brown. Volks. Who probably should have made it 2-0, shouldn't he? Angus Gunn. Really poor ball out from the back. Volks curling it with the left foot just around the post. And I'm sure the Norwich fans in that stand probably thought that was going in the goal. Just went wide of the gaping net. And now here come Norwich again. Sainz tries to play it onto Sargent, who's in the box. Just drifts outside of it. McLean. It's going in the box from Gibbs, headed out. Oxford clear their lines. Michael, Stoke have been much the better team. They are playing, I think it's Coventry, Stoke and Coventry today. That is one of the nil-nillers. Here it's Oxford 1, Norwich 0, and Oxford have won that back once again fairly high up the pitch. Rodriguez, Volks. Volks drills the shot in. Good save by Gunn. That was a long way out from Volks with the right foot this time, which maybe explains missing with the left foot. Decent strike that. I think Gunn was kind of looking at that thinking, oh, I better deal with that one. Bennett with the throw in. Brown. Brown knocks it back inside. Thank you once again for all of your patience today. Probably a bit cheeky of me to ask, but we will do a like spike in a bit. If you can, like the stream. You might want to dislike it after it didn't turn up for 50 minutes, but please don't. Gibbs. Doyle. Nunez. McLean. Gibbs. Doyle. Norwich keeping the ball. Can they play through into midfield and find that front three there of Fasnacht, Sainz and Sargent up top? Sainz has been whistled for a foul. He looks distinctly unimpressed by that. Ruben Rodriguez is the guy who hits the deck. FM, Oxford have proper Ipswich vibe. They aren't going to stand on the expected ceremony of the bigger clubs. Going to try and press and outscore you. Well, it's working, FM, so far today. Mark Harris, who I believe was Oxford's top scorer last season, off and running. I did see Oxford actually early last season at Derby, and Mark Harris scored in that game as well. That, of course, was under Liam Manning, who is now the Bristol City manager, and Des Buckingham came in and took Oxford United up. Angus Gunn gathers the ball from the set play, comes to nothing, and Norwich playing through deep midfield. Ooh, nearly a giveaway there by McLean. Bounces for Nunez. Have Oxford United ever been top flight? They have, not in the Premier League era, of course, but in the 80s. Had a good run. I think they won the League Cup or the Milk Cup, as it might have been then. Someone can fact check me on that in the comments. Jim Smith, a storied Oxford manager. And they are on their way to a perfect start here. 3 points incoming as things stand for Oxford. Fraser, as pessimistic as it sounds, glad my team Hull aren't behind yet, given how bad summer have been. It's tremendous. Optimism ahoy. Oxford do look good, but Norwich are helping them look good. I always try and stay calm. Stick with it, Dan. Long way to go. New manager. A lot of quality at Norwich as well. Oxford were top division. Dean Saunders. Yeah, he was a baller for them, wasn't he? So Alex Ferguson lost his first game. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? I think that's the case. At the Manor Ground. Hands up if you went to the Manor Ground. I'm showing my age there. Oh, wow. Leeds 1, Portsmouth 2. I don't know what to say to that. If you've got eyes across that game, what the hell is going on at Elland Road? That is title favourites Leeds against League One champions. Oh, crossed in. Big chance for Harris there. Free header. He kind of stoops. Could he attack that? Let's have a look. Or was the cross just behind him? No, he should do better with that, Harris, shouldn't he? Doesn't read the cross well enough, and it's a good cross, isn't it? From long. And that's Harris's responsibility not to get ahead of that. And Des Buckingham applauds, but he's going to be thinking, come on, think about it. Time you run. It's not a bad cross at all there. From long down the right-hand side. It's a good ball. And I think Harris should do better with that. And yeah, Johannes Hoff Thorup doesn't look pretty impressed with his centre-backs there, does he? I'm not surprised. Who's the goal scorer for Pompey? A huge shock incoming. If it is indeed Leeds 1, Pompey 2. Goodness me. Crossed in to the back stick and volleyed. Callum Lang, I think you're telling me in the chat. Thanks, guys. A massive upstep. Thank you, guys, in the chat. Sorry, hadn't caught up with that. I thought it was a lot of people shouting out Sam Long for his excellent cross there for Mark Harris. Wish Gunny had caught the goal. It's one of those where it's compounding mistakes for the goal, and I find it hard to blame Gunn, given what went on ahead of him with Hanley and Duffy. All could have been prevented. You can argue Gunn should have saved the goal, but then you can argue big mistake from Angus Gunn that didn't get punished by Will Vaulks. And really, Oxford are far more likely to have gone and got the second goal in this game rather than Norwich. Callum Lang, ex-Wigan. Eli, have taken a screenshot of mine and Sam's predictions. Don't do that. I'll get humiliated with my dreadful predictions. I must have had Leeds to win 3-0 or something, mustn't I? And they are 2-1 down, David says, to a good strike for the Pompey goal by Callum Lang. Surprise, surprise. Ooh, that was accidental from Sargent. I think Will Vaulks needs to wind his neck in there. Sargent's been booked. I don't think there was any malice in that. It's clumsy, but he's just caught. Is it Bennett, the left back there? We'll wait for the replay. I don't think Sargent did a lot wrong here. I think he jumps into him, doesn't he? It's a yellow card, but I don't think the Oxford players need to be so aggressive there with Sargent. It's clumsy more than anything. Dave, big Norwich fan, can't believe how unprofessional Rowe is. Love the guy, but hope he leaves. Dave, the problem, I'm not going to comment on Rowe's professionalism because I think he's a brilliant player. The problem for Rowe, to Dave's point, is that Sammy Smodic is in exactly the same situation. Sat on the bench for Blackburn, came on, scored and assisted there. And we know Rowe has got the quality to do that for Norwich. So the problem is that Smodic doesn't particularly make Rowe look good today. Volks is going to ping the free kick in. No, he's not. He's gone short to Placheta. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is half time. Now, guys, I would normally give you chapter and verse on the first half at this point, but as you all know, massive tech difficulties for me. Looked like Sky Internet, I've named and shamed there. Looked like the internet went down in the area here. Wasn't a complete Sky outage because I'm a customer for the TV as well. So I can tell you what happened from about minute 20 after I was scrambling around. I did have eyes on the first 15 minutes, and I mean, you guys who were watching and really tuned in will honestly have a better take on it than me. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like Oxford with a better side pretty much right through the first half. Norwich a couple of counter-attacks, but all the big chances really fall into Oxford. You've got to say it's a bad error. It's a preventable goal from a Norwich point of view rather than Oxford playing through them. Harris chases down Hanley. I think Hanley's playing for a free kick. Hanley goes down, and then I can kind of empathise a bit with Shane Duffy, who's like, oh crap, I've now got to get right across the box. He sprints across and Harris just goes inside him. And I can empathise from Angus Gunn's point of view of how the hell am I in a 1v1 from a 60-40 in Grant Hanley's position on the edge of the box. So I think the goal's on Hanley, really, even though you can argue that Duffy could have prevented it and then Gunn could have prevented it. Harris takes it nicely. And then I think it's poor from Norwich after that, because you think in quality terms, and please don't think I'm patronising Oxford, Norwich have got way more quality than Oxford, haven't they? Pound for pound, with players like Sargent, Nunes, Science in their side. Doyle on loan has been quality in this division as well. But Oxford were much the better side then, weren't they? Norwich kind of... looks like Des Buckingham, I think this is what he did to Bolton in the playoff final, has just gone, look, let him have it, there and there, wait, boom, go. And that's what they've done. They've let Norwich have it in the fullback position and not pressed, and then in they go. And Gunn's giveaway should have been punished by Will Volks. I don't think he had to find the corner. I think anything on target there, like Hamer did for Sheffield United yesterday after a mistake. Okay, Hamer's chance was easier, wasn't it? But you tell me. And then I think it's a good chance for Harris, whose movement is not good, I think. You know, he's waiting for the cross and he attacks too early. And if he just stands on ceremony there, waits and comes onto that, he's got a free header 8 yards from goal, or chest down and in. Goodness me, Oxford 1, Norwich 0. Not great from Norwich, but as we said with Derby and Blackburn yesterday, look what happened in that game. Blackburn were well on top, and then for the first 20 minutes of the second half, it was all Derby and it was 1-1. Blackburn did admittedly then go on and win the game. Lots of comments in as well, which I'll get to, about Norwich's star player, Johnny Rowe, who we think has decided not to play today. And we think he would have been selected. And he is not, well, I don't know what language to use, really. I don't want to disrespect Rowe. But my understanding is he's decided he doesn't want to play because he doesn't want to get injured and jeopardise a transfer that may be about to happen to Marseille or to Leeds United. And more will come out in the wash. Brilliant player, Johnny Rowe. But a few Norwich fans a little bit disappointed with him in the chat there. Right, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bathroom break. I'm going to make a coffee. I'm going to try and fix the clock and everything. And hopefully we'll be all good to power through for the second half. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Just want to say a huge thank you once again to everybody for their patience after the internet outages my end. We will see you in a couple of minutes. Keep your comments coming in. We'll debate the Johnny Rose situation as well. And I will, fingers crossed, I don't want to walk back and see a outage failure on my screen here. I'll, fingers crossed, be back in about 5. Go and get yourself a cup of tea or coffee. Is it too early for a beer? You might want something stiff if you're a Norwich fan because your team are a goal down. See you in 5. Right, it's a big welcome back. And, oh, I need to change that. Sorry. That says Blackburn versus Derby live. That's not clever, is it? What a day of technology here, dear oh me. It's a big welcome back after some massive tech failure. I just had a look on the close WhatsApp group here. And yeah, main outage, we think, in terms of the internet. But we're back. And it's Oxford 1, Norwich 0. I can see plenty of stuff rumbling along in the chat. Bit of a old school Saturday super stream feel here because we have got loads of games going on. Obviously, no Premier League to compete with today. And go on, I say. Promote the EFL down the TV channels. It is Cardiff 0, Sunderland 1. O'Neill with the goal there. Leeds 1, Pompey 2, which will be a gigantic upset and an incredible win for Pompey if they can pull that one off. But 45 to go over there. Hull 0, Bristol City 0. Sorry, I skirted over that one. Middlesbrough 1, Swansea 0. Latte Lath from the spot. Millwall 0. Watford 1. We are just actually seeing some goals here. Might react to these. O'Neill is from the set play, headed across. And he finishes that off easily. Oh, this is a nice service from Sky here. First time I've said that in the last hour. Latte Laugh from the spot. I didn't see the decision. But the hot favourite to be top scorer in a lot of circles is off and running. We're at Loftus Road here. Cross coming in from the left. That's a great goal. Lucas Anderson arriving and heading that one in. Beautiful goal by QPR, I have to say. And a lovely header as well by Josh Madger there. Could the keeper have saved that on his near post? It's a good header, isn't it? A couple of beautiful headed goals. One in the Blackburn Derby game as well. Oh dear. Watford scoring straight from a corner. All the doom mongers were all over Watford. Looks like Edu Kayembe, the goal scorer there. I did not see the Leeds Portsmouth goals, which I'm sure everyone will be fascinated by. It looks like Norwich are going to the bench at half time. The new signing for Sun is going to come on. We'll get to comments in just a second. We need to boost the number of likes on this one, by the way. We're up to 62. I don't blame if you don't like the stream today. But would help me out if you did go for it. You've got 11 seconds. Please, if you're watching, hit the like button right now. Right, muchly appreciated there. See if we can drive those thumbs up numbers. Up they go indeed, straight to 68. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get to 100. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Lots of debate, but let's put this one up. Locker Ben's Pompey fan here, delighted and surprised with the first half. I think that is the big story at the moment in the Championship this weekend. Title favourites Leeds United are 2-1 down. They actually took the lead, didn't they? They're 2-1 down at home to League One winners Pompey from last season. It might not stay the same, but if it does stay the same, what a win that would be for Pompey. Incredible stuff. Colt, fantastic to be involved with your watch. I'm watching Leeds and Pompey while enjoying a few ales. Very nice too. What have we got else in the chat here? John Boy. We have a history of tolerating bad behaviour and slights. Immediately reminded me of Houlihan ripping us live on TV and in a club which shocked him. Well, there you go. Usual Suspect came across the channel yesterday. Entertaining and honest opinions. Just subscribe. That's the idea, and that's very kind of you, Usual Suspect. Thank you very, very much indeed. Nelson, will you be going to Ipswich matches this year? Yes, I've got my season ticket once again. I can't make the Liverpool game next week though. I'm working elsewhere, which is annoying. But there you go. But yeah, we will get down and watch Ipswich as often as possible. Simon, Oxford will stay up this year. Well, on the evidence we've had so far, Simon, it's very hard to disagree with you, but we are 45 minutes into the season for Norwich and for Oxford. And Johannes Hoff Thorup has seen enough of Liam Gibbs and hooked him at half-time. I mean, if you're a Norwich fan and you want to learn about your new manager, that'll tell you a lot. Straight in, debutant in for Norwich, and he is not going to wait around to see things get worse. We are off in the second half. Ball kicked straight out of play, and Johannes Hoff Thorup, on his debut as well at Norwich, has gone to the bench at half-time. And brought, is it Forson? On. Oxford hunting down Norwich in the corner there. Callum Doyle does well, as you'd expect. He's pretty much guarantee, isn't he, at Championship level. Straight into the game, by the way, in central midfield there. Forson Amankwa is his name, but he wears Forson on the back of his shirt, which is going to make mine and everyone's life easy. And to be fair, he started the second half really well, hasn't he? He's on the ball now. And as soon as I say that, of course, gives the ball away. Right, sorry, I'm attempting to sort the clock out on the other screen. After the mass internet outage that ruined the start of this stream, we haven't had a clock either. Let's figure this out. 46:40 on the clock. Fastnacht has been whistled for a foul there. And it's going to be a free kick to Oxford. Just miscontrolled that and then went through Volks. Volks is clever, we should probably say. A bit better at drawing a foul and winning a free kick there than Grant Hanley was for the Oxford goal that currently separates the two sides. Good player game by Forson. Sargent tried to work himself into a shooting position there. Good tackle on the edge of the box. Good response from Norwich at the start of this second half. And hopefully, if I've pressed all the right buttons, the clock should have just appeared. And my tech nightmare of the past few weeks continues. Oxford 1, Norwich 0. Appreciate all your likes on the most recent like spike, guys. We are up to 86. Wow, that was a massive like spike as well. Thank you, guys. We'll run through the two teams in just a jiffy. The headline team news, obviously, is Johnny Rowe electing not to play. Not my words, the words of John Boy. Hanley is a giant traffic cone. How about that, hey? Thoughts on the Leeds game? A massive shock, classy cricket, in store. Leeds 1, Pompey 2. Imagine that. Just dipping in, watching the ITFC friendly. What a great first half from Oxford. And Pompey as well. Flying the flag for the League One new boys. Derby struggling yesterday, going under 4-2 at Blackburn. Diag tries to find Goodrum. Run out of play though. And as we speak, Leeds 2, Pompey 2. An immediate response straight after the second half from the title favourites Leeds United are level. It is 2-2. Exactly the response Leeds needed after half time. Free kick to Oxford, which Will Volks is going to stick in the box. Nonto, the scorer, according to that particular message. In comes the free kick from Volks, headed clear to the edge of the box. Helped back in. Plaheta brings it down. Didn't elect to cross it. He's done well, actually, Plaheta. Tried to play a give and go, and then bustling again. I'm sure there'll be some Norwich fans thinking he didn't do that for them. Norwich clear their lines eventually. Tom, hate to say Swansea getting relegated, but it could look like that if we end up having to chase points. Again, Swansea currently 1-0 down against Borough. And Latte Lath, the favourite amongst many to be the top scorer, is off and running. 11 in his last 12 last season, Latte Lath. He's going to be targeting 20 this season, isn't he? McLean, trying to buy a free kick there, ends up conceding a corner. The quality of League One has never been better. This is why we're seeing clubs come up and be competitive. Well, let's see what billionaires Birmingham are going to do this season as well. They could be a nuisance in League One this season and maybe in the Championship the next season. QPR 1, West Brom 2. At the start of the second half. Corner goes into Oxford to the back stick. Shot driven, deflected. Oh, it's hit the crossbar. Headed goal. It's cleared off the line. Oh, goodness me. The offside flag's up in the end. I think it was Cam Brannigan. It would have been a bit of a muggy deflection, wouldn't it? It would have stood despite the offside flag going up for the second one. Brannigan drilled it. Ooh, Gunn was beaten by that, wasn't it? Goodness me. Now, can Norwich go straight up the other end and cash in on a bit of luck there? They've won themselves a corner. We didn't go through the teams to start the second half, did we? Coming in goal for Oxford. Bennett and Long, the fullbacks. Moore and Brown, the centre-backs. Brannigan, Volks, midfield. Goodrum and Plaheta wide. Rodriguez off Harris for Norwich. Gunn in goal. Stacey and Doyle, the fullbacks. Hanley and Duffy, centre-backs. McLean, Forson on in midfield. Now in this half, Nunes, Fasnack, Sainz and Sargent are the front three. In comes the corner for Norwich. Cleared from the 6-yard box. Stacey. And they've had to go all the way back home to Gunn. Good press from Oxford. Nunez knocks it forward long and they've won it back again. That's really good from Oxford, actually. And here they come down the left. Rodriguez crosses and it's a poor ball over the bar. Excellent way of pressing your way out of a recycled corner there from Oxford. They're going to need to put some subs in the way they're running around and pressing, but you have to credit Oxford thus far. So Razzie, come on the Oxys, my local team. And my local team don't go until Monday night. Luton Town play Burnley, and Sky internet outages permitting, will be covering that one, unless I can get a ticket for it. I still haven't looked into that. It's Enid's birthday party tomorrow, so obviously all attention on that. Gunn, nice ball out wide into the right back area. Stacey. Nice switch of play by Nunes to Doyle. McLean. Nunes. Can't find the passing lane there. Gunn's got it back. Norwich having plenty of possession. not able to play through this nicely organised Oxford defensive shape. Pretty impressive. Eli leads on the front foot again, a third. It should be coming any minute now. Leeds have been ahead and behind, and they're now level in this game. Leeds 2, Pompey 2. Elsewhere, Cardiff 0, Sunderland 1. Borough 1, Swans 0. Millwall 0, Watford 1. QPR 1, West Brom 2. West Brom taking the lead in the second half. Josh Maja is on a hat-trick, ladies and gentlemen. The old opening day hat-trick. And it's Millwall 0, Watford 2. Now, Sarazi is on that. As the yellow card comes out in this one. Referee Kitchen booking Will Volks. And I can hear an ice cream van out there. As long as the internet's working, I don't care at the moment. McLean. Nunez. Nice ball. Sainz. Sainz tries to slip that inside the fullback. Stacey into the box. Stacey's been whistled for a foul there. That didn't look like a foul to me. Just looked like they ran into each other and clipped ankles. Yeah, he's... I mean, he put it over the bar, to be fair, Stacey, but I think he's pretty unlucky to get whistled there, isn't he? You tell me in the chat. Have we got a Watford goal scorer, guys, in the chat? Georgi Chakvatadze on 56 has given the Hornets a 2-0 lead. What a start for Watford. Remember, a 3-goal victory for anyone today sticks them top of the table. Here's Doyle for Norwich. Give and go. Forson, he looks a player, doesn't he? This Forson in midfield. Oh, and he played the wrong ball there. Jack Stacey was completely open for Norwich and he didn't quite see him. And we've got an Oxford counter-attack. Where did Norwich get this Forson lad from? Little knock inside. Rodriguez. Goodrum. Long. Oh, Long puts it in low. Oh, it's a great goal for Oxford. Beautiful finish by Cameron Brannigan. We've wondered when he would finally step up from the League One into the Championship. He has done now, and he's scored a really lovely goal. Beautifully worked that by Oxford. It's a great finish as well. Lovely goal. Not the best call by me on the commentary, I apologise. But it's a great strike by Brannigan, and Oxford are 2-0 ahead. They work that really well, don't they, Oxford? Look, there's the cutback. That's a brilliant goal, guys. Well played, Oxford. Take a bow, lads. Look at that. Goodrum cuts it back, step over, bang, in the corner. Keeper, no chance. And remember, it was a counter-attack. Norwich were in a nice position, weren't they? And Forson, who I've been praising, took the wrong option. Should play it out wide to Jack Stacey. And 30 seconds later, the ball's in the net. Oxford are 2 up. Cam Brannigan is the goal scorer. That's a real peach of a goal by Oxford. And they are really looking like they're going to win this one, aren't they? I still maintain Norwich have got a lot of quality on the pitch here, but they've got a 2-goal deficit to get by. Salzburg is where Norwich got Forson Amankwa from. And get your thoughts in on that in the chat. Told you Norwich going to struggle this season. Long, long way to go. We are only an hour into the season. I think referee Kitchen has just booked Forson for doing that. Silly Billy. And smartened him up to that rule. Here he is. Look, Mikey Penty Smith in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, Mikey will be back with the Premier League predictions. Actually, Mike, I need to message you about what time we're going to do that in the week. Getting Oxford, delighted as when I was living there. It was in the National League. Proper loving this league. Anyone can beat anyone. Proud to be back in the Championship after a dreadful season in the top flight. Dylan, I said we would struggle this season. Norwich fans, chill. We're less than an hour in. You've got a new manager. Your star players refuse to play. It's going to get better. Don't worry. Norwich will be fine. Only first game, exactly. Bobbling along the floor. Had to concentrate. Yeah, I agree totally with that, Stephen. Great finish, wasn't it, by Cameron Brannigan, who's been a star man in League One for Oxford. Are they taking the captain off? He's got balls, this Norwich manager, hasn't he? Pulled out Gibbs. Looked like Hanley was walking towards the touchline as if he was coming off. He is. He's trying to say, look, I'm the captain, I'm going to accept the manager's decision. But he looked a bit bemused there, Grant Hanley, to be being pulled out. Jakob Sorensen and Adam Ida, however you choose to pronounce that word, are in. Let's go with Ida. Why not? Norwich manager making a sub at half time and then pulling his captain out after an hour. How about that? Forson looking for Ida at the back post. Ida, whatever. Norwich need to revamp. The older players have looked poor for a while. They need to be phased out. Well, that wasn't even phasing, John Boy. That was get off. Live on TV. Nunes. Nice carry down the line. Ida. Pronounced that name differently every time, haven't I? I'm going for Ida now. Idea? Is Ida? I don't care. Foul on Rodriguez there by Marcelino Nunes. Grant Hanley. Not impressed. I think he feels a bit humiliated. And look, there's Steve Clarke, the Scotland manager. After one of his players got the hook on 60 minutes. Oxford uncontested at centre-back here. And unforced error there. There's a poor ball out to Sam Long. He tried to make something of it, but just cannons out of play. Nunes. The chat wants to go with Ida. I'm not asked. We'll go with Ida. McLean. Nunes. Oxford just sitting in, ready to strike again, knowing that Norwich, being 2 goals down, have to address the issue, don't they? Although that's a lovely ball for Son. One back by Oxford and Volks knocks it back into coming in a goal. And here is Moore at the back for Oxford. And it's just a game of cat and mouse now, isn't it? Oxford don't need to attack. Norwich very much do need to attack. And it's who's committing and when, isn't it? Lovely switch of play there. Goodrum. Confidence building, as you can imagine, at 2-0 up. Long, crossing position. He knocks it back. Volk's cross is blocked. And it's back with Moore. This is pretty impressive from Oxford, isn't it? I know Norwich haven't been great and really got to grips with the new manager or round one at all, have they? But Oxford have been decent. It's Cardiff 0, Sunderland 1, O'Neill. Leeds 2, Pompey 2. Strauch and Nonto for Leeds, Sorensen and Lang for Pompey. Pompey were leading for 5 minutes in that game. Shock, we thought, incoming. Here's Ida down the left wing for Norwich. Into Sargent, but Forson didn't make the third man run. Nice idea by Sargent. Borough 1, Swans 0, Latte Lath. His odds for top scorer are going to be shortening. We've just had a goal at Loftus Road as well, which I'll tell you about in a second. Millwall 0, Watford 2, Kayembe Chakatadze. It's now QPR 1, West Brom 3. Is that the hat-trick for Madger? Are we going to get an opening day hat-trick? If it is, take a bow. He is our star of the day, Josh Madger. Has he got it? Someone's saying Madger in the chat. Take a bow, son, if he's got a round one hat-trick. That's brilliant stuff. It's QPR 1, West Brom 3. And we think Josh Madger has scored a hat-trick in round one. Magnificent from the West Brom striker. Norwich need to borrow him. Take 3 goals for them to win this game. Oxford 2, Norwich 0. Impressive from Oxford. I don't know if anyone watched the watch-along. We covered the League One playoff final, and it was a brutal display of tournament football from Oxford. And here they come again, actually. But on that day, you know, we all thought Bolton were a better side than Oxford, scored 10 more points, finished 2 places higher in the division, but schooled them on the day, didn't they? Josh Madger, hat-trick. Fair play, son. Fair play. And fair play to all you lot, by the way, for coping through the technical difficulties at the start of this stream. We're going strong now. Plenty of you in the chat. Plenty of you watching. If you do feel, even though you were let down by my internet outages earlier, that you want to support, you can do. You can interact. That will cost you nothing. But if you do want to donate, it's a huge help if you can via Super Chat or Super Sticker. Or you can join up as a YouTube member or a Patreon subscriber. If you're a YouTube member, you get a little extra bonus as well, because I can set all our pre-recorded videos so that you get to see them a bit earlier than everyone else. You can be the first to comment, first to like, the first to watch all our pre-record videos on the channel. You can join the WhatsApp group, and you can join me on the roundtable chats each and every month. And you can support the channel financially that way. We really appreciate everyone who does. This will always be free. But I tell you what, it's bloody like getting blood out of a stone, hey? Trying to make a living out of it. So we do appreciate everybody who follows. Morning from Florida, afternoon from Plymouth. That's why we love it, hey? All around the world. And there you go. We know Jack very well, because he was in the round table out in the US of A the other night. Amazing to have people from all across the planet watching. At the moment, we're watching another Des Buckingham masterclass. Oxford 2, Norwich 0. There you go, lots of Floridians. Is that the right word? Ian and Jack and Scott. Beats Bedfordshire, doesn't it? Knocked into the front. It's just not clicking for Norwich today, is it? Molly, we're not going to be able to do Sheffield Wednesday tomorrow. It's Enid's birthday. You can imagine my 3-year-old daughter takes precedence, I'm afraid. I would have liked to have watched it, actually. I want to see Rolls Wednesday. I want to see Rooney's Plymouth. So, second goal, Wright's Wildlife, scored by Cam Brannigan. Here's Ida in the box for Norwich. Knocks it back to Sargent. Sargent spins, tries to lift it up and into Nunez. Blachetta nearly gives it away and it's headed back cleverly by the aforementioned Cameron Brannigan. Pretty cleverly there as well. Floridian is right. There you go. What's the name of the car in Back to the Future? Sounds like that, doesn't it? Someone tell me. God. Sounds like Floridian. What's the name of the car in Back to the Future? Jesus. How don't I know this? 20 to go. Here's Forson for Norwich. Trying to power forward. Just has it toe-ended away from him by Rodriguez. DeLorean, which sounds nothing like Floridian, other than it's got Ian at the end. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Oh, dear oh me. How about that? Stacey. Science powers forward. Good tackle there in central midfield. And here comes one of these lethal Oxford counters. Remember, they scored from 1 to make it 2. Here's Goodrem, edge of the box. I think Goodrem should have been looking to knock that off to his right to Will Volks, but he fancied a shot, didn't he? Ida. Second half sub from Norwich, and they've made 3 of them. Clearly unimpressed with what he was seeing. Johannes Hoff Thorup. Forson closes down long. He's looked alright, hasn't he, Forson, the new midfielder from Salzburg. And here comes a substitution for Oxford United. Placheta, former Norwich City player himself, leaving the pitch. Is it his debut, Placheta? I guess it must be, mustn't it? At Swansea last season, Przemysław Placheta. And Idris El Mazouni, a player I'm very familiar with. Been on loan at Leyton Orient the last 2 seasons from Ipswich Town. And he signed for Oxford United. So I think we're getting another debutant. I'd assume he'll play central and Rodriguez will now move out wide for Oxford United. Thanks for doing this. Even though we're losing, can't get Radio Norfolk on the mobile. You're very much appreciated, Stephen. Thank you for saying that. We try and cover the game as well as possible. Hoiked forward, looking for Harris, the opening goal scorer. He's done well to win that, actually. Ooh, hefty looking tackle there. Chill out, chill out. Yellow card's going to come out for that. Just dived in Rodriguez, didn't he? Silly one, that. Always remember Roy Key saying a lot of these lunging tackles come immediately after a player has a heavy touch. Poor tackle by Rodriguez. Correct yellow card there. Spurs have signed Solanke from Bournemouth, says Ewan. 65 million. Woof. Clem. Over the last 2 seasons, I've said some unhappiness with the owners at Norwich. Very much so. I think the timing of it, I think they need to move it on from Delia, don't they, to Michael Atanasio. But Delia's hanging on in there. A slow-moving takeover for Norwich. 75 gone. Sunderland are still leading at Cardiff. Borough are still leading at Swansea. Watford are still leading at Millwall. Abu Kamara is on for Marcelino Nunes. Kamara on loan at Pompey last season from Norwich. Played really well from what I hear. And is that the third substitution window for Norwich? It must be. I think that's it, isn't it? 15 to go. Kamara in for Nunes, a winger. Kamara. Can Norwich pull something out of the bag late in this one? It's going to need 2 goals in the last 15 minutes plus stoppage time. Loads of you watching here in the chat. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel here, please do. We've got 38,357 subscribers. And you can hit the subscribe button. Literally, it's under your screen as you're watching right now. If you haven't done that, do that right now. You've got 10 seconds. We call this a sub surge. Muchly appreciated. Thank you for all of your subscriptions to the channel. Big help for me. Particularly, I hate to say it, in terms of getting partnerships. It's the first thing they look at, the number of subscribers. So even if you think, oh, YouTube still recommends our videos across to you, it does help me out if you can. Hit the subscribe button, and we really appreciate everybody who's done that. Short back pass, by the way, which Gunn cleared. Throw into Oxford as we head towards the last 10 now. Headed away by Norwich. Doyle's in the left back position. He's got enough strength to see that out. It's going to be a throw in to the Canaries. We're over 100 likes as well. Really appreciate your support today. In the face of outages, hey? Go back for Millwall, apparently Molly and Michael. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, Millwall 1, Watford 2, Duncan Watmore. Millwall try and push for an equaliser in the remaining 10 minutes we've got now on the opening day. Knocked into the channel. Oh, lovely chest trap by Ida. He's done well there. Ida puts it across. Brilliant play from Ida. Stacey's shot is blocked. What a great bit of forward play that was from Adam Ida. Look at this. Runs the channel. Doesn't get much service. Chests it down. Plays it early into the box. He's got the Oxford defence on strings there. Ida. Proper old school bit of forward play as well, running the channels. And Stacey's shot ends up getting blocked. All because of Ida's excellent running of the channels there. Stoke have scored. According to the chat, lots of confidence for Coventry. But they're behind on opening day here. Late in the day as well. Corner Norwich. And it comes. Headed goalwards and wide by Sorensen. Lewis Baker. Do you remember when Lewis Baker had an ungodly good scoring record for Stoke from central midfield? He had something like 10 in his first 25 games or something stupid like that. Grease Lord. In exchange for my like, can you give me a positive on this Norwich performance? I can't really give you a positive on the performance, Grease Lord, but what I can see is that the new manager at Norwich isn't going to mess about if he feels he needs to transition this team very quickly. We saw a sub at half-time, Liam Gibbs going out. We saw the captain pulled out Grant Hanley at 60 minutes as well. So, although it's not positive about the performance, it doesn't look like he's going to be messing about. Surprised that Leeds haven't scored a third yet. Keep your eye on that. 77 gone at Ellen Road. Leeds 2, Pompey 2. A lot of people, me included, thinking Leeds might get out in front and make a fast start this season. They could do with winning at home to a former League One side on opening day, couldn't they? Callum was at Rovers last night, so missed the stream. Good to have you back. Even better, the win for Blackburn last night. Impressive stuff from the Rovers. 4-2 winners last night. Kamara gets his first touch for Norwich. Swans make me want to cry. You make me want to cry. Who sang that? Was that like Tears for Fears or something? Here comes Ida again, down the left. Ida does brilliantly again. He's had a really good 2 minutes. Crosses left-footed. Good header away. Thorson, Sainz. Oh, tries the little drag back heel. Nearly beats his man. They haven't got it clear though. In goes the shot driven in. A kind of cross shot by Thorson. Godley and Cream. Were they in 10cc? We always end up going down the pop rabbit holes, don't we, hey? Cameron Brannigan is injured. I always feel bad when I say this because I hope the player's not hurt, but often at this point in games, we do get tactical injuries and it's hard to ascertain whether we're getting tactical injuries or injuries, if you know what I'm saying. 10cc, hey? Like walking in the rain and the snow when there's nowhere to go, when you're feeling like a part of you is dying. What a song that is. And you're looking for the answer in her eyes. Said you wanna make up, make you wanna break up. Ooh, make you love you. Tune. Opening day always throws up some strange results, right? Amen. That was mine and Sam's and mine and Matt's excuses on all of the prediction shows. Their stoppage continues here for Cam Brannigan, by the way. He's walking away. I'm walking away. I think he's going to keep playing, isn't he? Just having a word with the doctor. And now he's shaking his head. Are we going to get a sub? Surely he's going to stay on, Brannigan. I've been wrong before. Where's the late goal coming, anybody? Carbos, thank you so much. We have a super chat, ladies and gentlemen. Carbos is going to a birthday party now. Have a nice birthday party. Thank you very much. Enid's birthday party. Tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Well, that can be a bit stressful with a 3-year-old, can't it? But, well, she's not 3-year-old yet. She'll be 3 tomorrow, bless her. I'm not in love. Don't forget. It's just a silly phase I'm going through. Oxford have it. on halfway down the left-hand side, although they've gone back to Brown, and seeing this out fairly nicely, aren't they? As soon as I say that, long ball forward by Cumming and given straight back to Norwich. But famous last words, Norwich haven't done much with what they've been given, only a bit of kind of direct play, and getting Ida into the channel has really managed to produce anything from Norwich, hasn't it, in the second half? Ooh, Hull 0, Bristol City 1. I think I might have called that in the predictions. Ruben Rodriguez out. Greg Lee, a very, as you can see, athletic left back or centre back. I'm guessing they're going to go 3 at the back now and stick him as a wing back, aren't they? Bristol City have the lead. And it's Mayulu as well. Another debut goal. Evening from Preston. It's not evening yet, but hello in Preston. Ooh, Lee has just got absolutely smashed by Sørensen. He gives a thumb up to the referee saying, yeah, I'll get it, it's a yellow card. Greg Lee, the sub, just got there first. Dreadful tackle by Sørensen. That sums up the frustration from the Norwich players. Fali Mayulu has given Bristol City the lead, as you guys have just pointed out in the chat. Long. It's worked back, and Oxford continue to control the latter stages of this game. Just keeping Norwich at arm's length, aren't they? They're not particularly committing anyone forward, but they're certainly not getting bent out of shape, are they? Here's Goodrum down the right. Goodrum into the box. And he's won a corner. It's excellent from Goodrum. It's just excellent from Oxford, isn't it? Well played is all you can say now. It's, unless we're going to get a massive shocking finish and Norwich are going to steal one, the old daylight robbery. This is a great first performance by Oxford in the Championship. Too early in the season to say big 3 points. No, definitely okay to say big 3 points for Oxford. And you just want to start off well, don't you? And they've done just that. Volk swings the corner in. Driven in from the edge of the box. I think it might have hit Greg Lee. Norwich try and counter, but Sainz can't scoop it up. Volks pings that to the back stick. Lovely ball. Oh, lovely volleyed across. I'll say volleyed attempt across by Lee. But I have to say it is down Gunn's throat. Oh, have Millwall got the equaliser? Have they indeed? What a comeback from Millwall. They were 2-0 down a little while ago. Looks like it's gone 2-2 if you guys are accurate in the chat there. And there's still time to go and win it. If Millwall particularly fancy it. Let me know the score if you've got it. Volks knocks that one back to Cumming. He's done that twice now. They've just stayed in shape and he just booted it down the ground. It's almost like Oxford, their set-up position, they're most happiest when their opponents have possession within their back four and they can get set and get rid of it. That's how they played Bolton in the playoff final, isn't it? And spring out and press. It is indeed 2-2. We're just waiting for a goal scorer. Duncan Watmore's got both. Here comes Greg Lee down the left for Oxford. Cross to the back post. Chance. Ooh. He couldn't quite. catch up to that one, Idris El Mazouni. Greg Lee is playing much further forward than I imagined he would. Obviously, he's a left-back by trade. Norwich weren't out of sub-windows, apparently. Sainz has left us. And Gabriel Forsyth has come in. Forgive me the way I'm saying that. I have never heard of him. Must be one of the youngsters at Norwich City. And a lot of signalling, 4 minutes of stoppage time, a lot of signalling from the Norwich manager here that he's not impressed with what he's got to work with and what the side have delivered. He looks thoroughly pissed off on the bench, doesn't he? Sunderland have gone 2 up. Fair play. Sunderland grabbing the away win on opening day here. Looks like they've gone 2 up at Cardiff. Sunderland are starting off with a win under Reggie Labrie. Have Watford scored? Seriously? No way. What drama at Millwall. Millwall were 2-0 down, got it back to 2-2. And Watford have just taken the lead again. How about that? Carnage in the Championship. Offside there on the left wing is Mark Harris. Former Cardiff player, in fact. We're into 4 minutes of stoppage time. I'm being told in the chat Hull have a penalty. They're 1-0 down against Bristol City. It's all going on late in the day here in the Championship. Brannigan knocks that one back. And Jack Clark is the goal scorer for Sunderland. They will be hoping he's still there on September the 1st. Or is it August the 31st? When's the window close? Is it the 30th or the 31st? Who knows? Goal for Hull. Have Hull got the equaliser? Rajovic, the goal scorer for Watford. Sorry, in the game we're watching, Oxford are just doing a decent job of seeing this out, aren't they? Meanwhile, it still leads to Pompey 2. Camera's on Mark Harris. I can only think he's about to be substituted. Harris gave Oxford the lead. Brannigan with the second. That's what you want as well from an Oxford point of view. The big players turning up, the top scorer, and really the main man, Brannigan as well, both getting on the score sheet. Full times starting to come in now. Game over Middlesbrough versus Swansea. Gatlin O'Donker is the substitute. Are you telling me Portsmouth have a penalty in the last minute against Leeds? Is this true? If this is true, this is about to potentially be the biggest story in the Championship today. My God, keep your eye on this. We could be about to witness a sensational opening day win for Portsmouth at the title favourites Leeds. Wow. 93:39 on the clock. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Oxford, thoroughly professional. Norwich are gone, aren't they? Ten seconds of normal time here. Sorry. Added on time. You knew what I meant, didn't you? And there is the final whistle in what is a very impressive opening day win for Des Buckingham and Oxford. It is 2-0. really comfortable, wasn't it? It kind of went from being vaguely surprising to throughout the game, it was pretty much nailed on, wasn't it? As soon as they got the second, this was done, really. Norwich didn't have anything in terms of touching Oxford and getting back a goal or the two that they needed, and just a stupendous start. Pompey have scored the penalty in the 92nd minute. It is Leeds 2, Pompey 3. Wow, what a story on opening day that's going to be. What we'll do, we'll hold off a little bit on the match review here, although there's not a great deal to say. You've got a team that's very well practiced in Oxford, knows what they're doing, on a winning run, and a new team in Norwich with all of those headlines in terms of Johnny Rowe electing not to play for Norwich today. And Oxford took the lead through Mark Harris, a deserved lead, I think. It kind of robs Grant Hanley. I think Hanley's playing for a free kick. Into the second half. Great goal by Oxford, just sitting back and picking off Norwich. Cameron Brannigan striking it in. And comfortably getting through 2-0 in the end. We're pretty unanimous in the chat. A real deserved 3 points and a great start for Oxford United. Back in the Championship after 25 years away from the second tier. And let's catch up with what else has gone on today. Let's see if we can get FootMob up for you guys and we can just run through all of the action in the Championship. You should be able to see that right now. Cardiff 0, Sunderland 2. Reggie Labrie with a win on debut there for Sunderland. O'Neill and Clark, the scorers. Hull 1, Bristol City 1. I think a late goal. I'm just seeing the Callum Lang penalty. Cool as you like. Leeds 2, Portsmouth 3. Imagine that. Not all over yet, though, there. It is all over. Middlesbrough 1, Swansea 0. Millwall 2, Watford 3. Absolute carnage in that one as well. Still going there, by the way. Watford were 2-0 up. Millwall scored on 74 and 88, if my understanding is correct. Sounds like Leeds have just equalised. Has it gone 3-3? Let me know in the chat. We're trying to keep up with a dramatic opening day. Looks like there's been a 6th goal at Elland Road, which will be in the 93rd. Yeah, I'm going to see it now. Nice feet on the edge of the box. Was it Aronson who found the corner? And it is 3-3. 94 minutes 45, you're telling me in the chat. My God. Aronson with a late equaliser. How about that? Right, where were we? QPR 1, West Brom 3. That is a full time. Josh Madger with a hat-trick. Heroic stuff from Madger on opening day. It's Stoke 1, Coventry 0 as well. Lots of optimism for Coventry. Don't really know why I'm looking down when I can just pop it right up on the screen. We'll react properly to everything that's gone on today. Really solid performance from Oxford. They're really good, weren't they? Yeah, much better than Norwich today, although with the caveat Norwich are under new management and the Johnny Rowe issues. But Oxford, excellent. Lots of momentum from last season. We're just waiting for 3 full times. Sunderland have beaten Cardiff. Hull and Bristol City have drawn. Borough have beaten Swansea. Oxford, obviously, we know have beaten Norwich because we've been watching it. West Brom have won at QPR. And it is now full time. Stoke 1, Coventry 0. How about that? So the only two full times we're waiting for now, it's Leeds 3, Pompey 3, and an absolute box office opener. Never a dull moment at Elland Road. And Millwall 2, Watford 3. Some carnage in the Championship today. We'll just wait for the two final scores. Can there be a 7th goal at Elland Road? You bet there can. We'll keep our eyes on that. Let's give you what we have to call, contractually, an embryonic league table in the Championship, where you will find Blackburn Rovers top of the table, West Brom in second, Sunderland in third, Oxford also winners, Watford currently in fifth, on another one on 3 points. Borough, how many winners have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Apparently Leeds have missed a sitter as well. Could have actually gone and won the game, having gone behind in the 92nd minute. We're just waiting for 2 full-time whistles here. We'll react properly tomorrow, and then on Monday in the Championship Check-In podcast with Sam at 1 p.m. It is full-time at Millwall. Millwall 2, Watford 3, and, thank you guys, it is full-time at Elland Road. So, big stories in the Championship today. Carnage, 5 goals at Millwall, 6 at Elland Road. Wins for plenty of teams. For Stoke, for West Brom. Oxford in our watch-along were excellent. They beat Norwich. Latte Lath off and running. Middlesbrough off and running. Reggie Labrie off and running for Sunderland as well. My sincerest apologies for what we think was a major internet outage here, according to my neighbours. So we didn't see the first 20 minutes of this game. But thank you for waiting around, and thank you for catching up with the watch-along. Greatly, greatly appreciated. I'll put a poll out, but let me know. I might do some hot takes tomorrow and cover as much as I can. Or if you want, I can deep dive on one team. I'll put a poll out, and we'll try and get a video up early Sunday, and then it is Enid's birthday party. So then I'm going to disappear until the Blue Monday podcast. So if you want to catch up with me live tomorrow, you'll have to do so via the Blue Monday podcast. But you will be able to hear from me and Sam on Monday at 1 p.m. with the Championship Check-In podcast. Once again, sincerest apologies for the internet outages that ruined the start of this broadcast today. And hopefully we'll get better luck with tech for the rest of the weekend. And it's a big thank you very much for watching. And frankly, a big take a bow, Oxford, who nailed it today and get off to a winning start. Their first game back in the second tier after 25 years. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the super chat. Make sure you don't super chat now because I'll miss it. But make sure you do like and subscribe before you go. See you on Monday live for the Championship Check-In, or live tomorrow night for the Blue Monday podcast down that channel.